What is up, guys? How's it going? Thank you for tuning in to another video. It's your boy Rush back at it again. Today's video, we have a cool one for you. So a couple days ago, I did a 20,000 mile review on the Challenger. This is my personal car. It's an SRT 392. And after I posted that video, a lot of you guys liked hearing about the update and what, the ownership experience has been over the past 20,000 miles. Well, I have a friend, and you guys have probably seen him in previous videos, 6.2 Hellcat, who actually has almost tripled my miles. He's at 53,000 miles. So I figured today we would do a little bit of a update on how the ownership experience has been over the past 53,000 miles. So quite a bit of miles. SRT is a monster, makes a lot of power, and to have that many miles on it, I'm very curious. I have a lot of questions as to how much he spent on maintenance, what kind of troubles he's ran into, and most importantly, how much has he spent on gas over 50,000 miles. So today we're going to answer all those questions. So say hello to my buddy 6.2 Hellcat. He does have a YouTube channel, so check him out if you are interested in learning more about the Hellcat. And he has some pretty cool videos on there. I've been kind of pushing him to post a little more for you guys.
A little bit more slowly but surely. This video is going to hurt me right in the feels because we're actually going to get down to the business, figure out how much money I've actually spent on the car over the 2.5 years that I've had it. So yeah, this one's going to hurt, guys.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give you an overview of the car. First of all, just some mods that he's done, stuff like that, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty, which is the ownership experience of the Hellcat. So first of all, you want to go ahead and tell them what's done to the car?
Yeah, guys, so right now at the current moment, all I have done tune exhaust. So the exhaust, everyone's been asking me about the exhaust. It's so loud and it pops a lot. So what's done is basically completely straight pipe from the cat's back, so there's no cats, no mufflers, no resonators either. I'm honestly extremely surprised that I haven't been pulled over for my exhaust yet. I haven't got a single ticket for it, which I'm very lucky for. But yeah, so I got my mufflers and resonators the first one, like 3 days after I got the car, and at the beginning of the year I got my cats finally removed. So it definitely adds a nice little sound to it, makes it pop like 10 times more. Besides that, just pretty much intake and tune, it's pretty fast. So yeah. Okay. Stock.
So how much power would you say? Do you mind revealing your power numbers?
I'm talking like 750, maybe close to 800.
Okay.
I don't like revealing my numbers too much. Gotta keep them guessing, man. It's more exciting that way.
Gotcha. All right, so we won't ask too much about that, but yeah, so this is the Challenger. So how many miles have you put on it so far?
So I just hit 52,000 miles, so we're over the 50,000 mile mark. Wow. It's pretty insane that I haven't had any serious problems with the car, especially for those of you guys that do know me. I pushed the hell out of this car, so I'm very surprised this car has taken a beating. I think it really shows how well the Chrysler products are. People keep on bashing these cars, saying they're big engines, they don't last that long, but I beat that living crap out of this car. It's lasted this long. I'm honestly really proud of it.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, when he says he's beat the living crap out of this car, he's not lying. He's definitely raced it, put it through canyon runs, a lot of abusive weather as well, because you live in a hotter climate than here. Right. So it's definitely pretty hot. Usually when I drive out to where the Hellcat mostly is at, it's a lot warmer. So to see it surviving 53,000 miles without anything serious in terms of engine damage, failure, anything like that, there are some small things that have taken a beating over time. If you look at the front end, he's getting this repaired very soon, but just from the high speed runs that he's done, there's a little bit of damage here where the lip has just caught a little too much arrow.
Touch on that a little bit, just so everyone that's been curious about my lip. So I was coming back one night, I was going like maybe 130, and I hit something. I'm pretty sure it was a tire, but I hit a tire on the freeway. The lip kind of came off. We zip tied it together, but obviously we needed to fix it. I got the new lip, just need to install it. The lip is not cheap, it's like $240, but yeah, I just need to find the time to put it on. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so that's pretty much just from driving fast. We fixed it the first time around, but then he continued to drive the way he does, which is a little crazy, and I just caught a little too much air one day and decided to break off a little more. Other than that, the car's in pretty good shape. Interior's held up pretty good. Very good interior. Yeah. I take care of my car pretty well. Yeah, he's really into detailing, stuff like that. His engine bay, everything looks pretty good for the car. Apart from that front bumper, I think there isn't much you can fault on the car. The engine bay is looking very good as well. Looks very fresh. So now let's get into the serious questions. Have you had any type of failure, damage, anything replaced under warranty? See, I've had a few problems. It's supposedly my fault. It's not, you know, anything crazy. But the suspension, actually, I got the whole suspension replaced since the suspension, like the
adjustable suspension.
The adjustable suspension, yeah, that kind of messed up. I hit something like rocks underneath the car, and I had to get that whole thing replaced. Besides that, I've had my blower replaced once since at the time I was boosted pretty high up to like pretty much max boost, and I blew the supercharger. Learned my lesson. Haven't really gone up to that PSI yet anymore, but I do plan on getting it pulleyed again.
Gotcha. So right now you're not pulleyed. You're running
At the moment, yeah, stock pulley.
stock.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then you've run 85 in this thing.
I've run E85 before. At the moment, I'm running 100 octane, so it's definitely way more expensive. But yeah, I just need to get the E85 back, save more money.
So
Putting a hole through my wallet.
he's gonna put the injectors in and all that good stuff. But yeah, so I know one thing on these cars that you spend a lot of money on is tires. How often do you go through tires?
So tires, oh man, this is gonna hurt. Okay, so I go through tires, okay, just so everyone knows, I have the drag tires, the Nitto 555Rs. I also have another pair at home. It's the Mickey Thompson, the ET Street Rs. Those don't last as long, but I mainly keep them for the track. But the Nitto 555Rs, they do really well on the streets. They're honestly the best tires to get for street use, and they hold up decent in the rain as a drag tire. But I go through these tires usually every like 2 to 3 months. Honestly, if you don't do a burnout, like I haven't done a burnout in like maybe 6 months with these tires. It'll last me 6 months, which is honestly the longest that a tire has lasted me, especially for being a drag tire. It's a softer compound. But yeah, usually if I go crazy, do burnouts every now and then, 2 to 3 months max on these tires. And these tires aren't cheap. They're like $250 a piece, so you're talking $500 every 2 to 3 months, which you know, tires. Over 2.5 years.
So now you're not running the stock wheels on the back, you're running an 18-inch?
Yeah, it's an 18-inch, the 18x10 Bravado Tributes, so it's staggered in the back. These are like great drag wheels. I mean, it's not too heavy, it's pretty light actually, and they're 155 piece, so it's really popular with the Mopars.
Yeah, pretty cheap setup, and it works well. It looks good too. It doesn't look too much off from the stock setup.
Right.
All right. So what's your MPG like on something like this? 53,000 miles is a lot of miles, so I'm guessing you've gone through a lot of fill-ups.
Yeah.
And if you're doing 100 octane, I can't even imagine.
The fuel burns through really quick. I probably it says I get like 10 miles a gallon on my fuel gauge in the center cluster, but I highly doubt. The way I drive it, like doing pulls every time, it's way less than that. But just to be on the generous side, we'll say 10 miles a gallon. 10 miles a gallon.
Okay, so if we do the math, 53,000 or 52,000 miles?
Yeah, we'll just say 50,000 just to be on the generous side.
Okay, 50,000 miles.
Just to show them, just to make it easy.
All right, so I'm going to do the math for you guys real quick. So 50,000 miles, so we're going to do this together. Divide that by what, 10 miles a gallon?
You know what, we'll just say 15.
15 miles a gallon? I think that's a little too generous,
you think that's
buddy.
Too generous?
Yeah, I don't think I get that much on mine.
Okay, let's say 10 then.
Okay, we'll do 11.
Oh,
11, all right.
Meet in the middle.
So that's 4,555. Oh, sorry, 4,545 gallons.
Okay, so that, Jesus.
Okay,
all right,
so
I'm gonna head out.
Multiply it by, what's the gas around you?
It's like, we'll say $60. Oh, for 100?
The per gallon. So like $4?
It's like $4 a gallon there. So we're just saying 91. This isn't even on 100 octane, by the way, guys. We're talking 91.
91.
Pump gas.
Okay. So let's multiply that. $18,181 in 2 years. Like 2.5.
Like 2.5 years.
Wow. So that's alone a car.
That's a car. You could buy a car for
an economy car. You can buy a Civic for that much. That's crazy. So that's considering that it's 91 and it's at $4 a gallon. Which is, if you're filling up 100, it's $10 a gallon.
$10 a gallon is around $170 to fill up a tank.
Wow, so unbelievable. That is a lot of gas. You know, I think the average for normal cars is like 2,000-3,000 a year. So that's how much consumption it is. So when you factor that in, gas, tires, oil changes, I'm sure you do a lot of oil changes, right?
Yeah.
So what is it, 2,000-3,000 miles?
I try to do my oil changes every 3,000 miles just because I beat on the car so much. I just want to make sure the oil is like pretty much brand new all the time.
Yeah.
So you definitely do not want to keep. I remember when I first got the car, I beat the crap out of it like the first month, and I already had to get an oil change. My engine light actually came on since my oil pressure was low. I didn't notice that my oil was so low because I came from a Scat Pack. And there's a huge difference between the two, so I didn't really realize that my engine light came on, oil pressure was low, so I was like, holy crap.
That's crazy. Yeah. But oil changes aren't too expensive, I'm guessing?
They're not too bad. I mean, if you do it yourself, you know, I got the hookup at AutoZone. D-Rod, shout out to you, bro. But oil change pretty much with all the material, the oil, the filter, $60. Then you do it yourself, you can knock it out in 30 minutes.
So finally, got most of the questions answered. The last thing, a lot of people think that they can afford a Hellcat. Would you say you should factor in another couple $100 every month, just additional brake pads, rotors?
Brake pad. Okay, yeah.
Because we recently did those.
We recently did those. So let's talk about the. I know a lot of people have been asking me like, how, okay, you know, like, can you afford a Hellcat? How hard is it to afford one? People just look at the
monthly payment.
The monthly payment.
Or,
so
yeah.
I'm actually paying a pretty good monthly payment. I pay $600 a month, which for a Hellcat is extremely good.
Yeah.
But you also get, people don't factor in, okay, the gas every month, how much you spend, tires, brakes, the rotors alone on these cars. If you buy them stock OEM, the Brembos, they're $1,200 a piece just for the front rotors. We're not talking pads. We're not talking the rear rotors or pads. These are just for the front rotors.
And the reason they're that way, let me tell them real quick, is because they are a two-piece rotor. Well, they're not two-piece rotor anymore.
He's pointing at the one piece. Right.
Yeah. So that is actually the one downfall of getting an SRT over a Scat Pack. If you get the SRT, you are going to get the upgraded brakes. But if you do get the upgraded brakes, it's going to come with a two-piece. So as you can see here, it's two pieces, and that's why they're so expensive and cost a lot of money. So yeah, I hope this kind of gives you guys a good idea of kind of the ownership costs of something like a high performance vehicle that's pushing 700 horsepower, weighs a lot. You're gonna need brakes, you're gonna need a lot of fuel. That's just the way it is. But would you say it's been worth it?
Yeah, I honestly don't have any regrets, to be honest. I mean, like, I could, you know, say that, you know what, I could have just saved all this money instead of buying this car, but it's giving me so many experiences. I've ran into like a lot of people, you know, made a lot of new connections. Honestly, I don't regret it. It's a great car to have. It's very fun, and at the end of the day,
miles per gallon at the end of the day.
Yeah, miles per gallon, exactly. So at the end of the day, as long as I'm happy, man, I'm like, extremely happy with this car. I don't have any regrets with it.
Gotcha. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That is kind of a 50,000 mile update on a Hellcat. This is, what year is this car?
It's a 2016.
It's a 2016 Hellcat, and it's the color.
So it's red line red. With a satin
red.
black hood. You don't really see too many of these Hellcats out on the street. I've only ran into like a handful. So it's a definitely beautiful car. I guess it's rare too. It's really nice. I love it.
Yeah, it definitely sticks out a lot because whenever we're riding together, the Hellcat definitely gets a lot of attention because people notice the red. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little segment. If you have any further questions or you want to learn more about the Hellcat, go ahead and drop them down in the comments below. Follow 6.2 Hellcat on Instagram, and then Daily Driven Muscle on YouTube. So you daily drive this thing pretty much? Is that why?
Pretty much. I do have a daily, so I have a Kia Forte that I drive to work every day. Ever since I started hanging out with Rush and D-Rod, I've been pretty much driving this car all the time.
Oh, don't give me that.
No. This guy lives so far from me, bro. It's just insane how much gas I spend just, you know, coming to see this guy, this little famous YouTuber. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much drive it all the time now. Yeah.
See, that's the thing with these cars, is you always look for a reason to drive them. I mean, I've had 2 cars at one point, even 3, and I still found reasons to take the Challenger out because they put you in that position where it's just too much fun to take out. You know, every small little trip to the grocery store or trip down the street becomes a little adventure, and I think that's why a lot of people end up putting a lot of miles on them. Not because they care anymore, you know, it's just one of those things where it just brings you so much joy that you don't care to put the miles, just want to enjoy the car. And we buy these cars to enjoy them, so why not?
Exactly, yeah.
So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. My name is Rush. There's 6.2 Hellcat. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.